Hello and welcome to this week's Ask Ahead. This is the last session we will have before the end of term. I can't quite believe that we are at the end of another academic year. What a wonderful year it's been. It's been incredibly busy. It's seen the school back to normal post-COVID with a whole range of activities that are traditional in the school calendar and some new additions too. We're obviously all very busy at the moment preparing for our speech days, those wonderful occasions at the end of the term where our lower school pupils and our upper school pupils are involved in BIL, where we recognise their strengths and their talents and their achievements, and they have an opportunity to showcase their talents on the stage. Today I'm in Parks House. This is a prep girls boarding and day house, and it's a wonderful, colourful, vibrant atmosphere and environment in here. Behind me you may see some of the pictures of Rosa Parks, who inspires the girls in this house. And they've been involved in painting pictures of Rosa Parks, and there's some wonderful creations that I've had the opportunity to talk to the girls about what inspired them and their designs. We've had a great week at school. We had lower school moving up day, much anticipation as our younger pupils get to know who their teacher will be next year and who their classmates will be, and that went very well indeed. I had the opportunity to go down to early years and to read to our Turtles class there. I read the story of the Wonky Donkey, and it was a real pleasure to be involved with our little ones. We've got an exciting time for our K2 pupils as they move up from early years into the lower school. And we've got various pupils throughout the school who are transitioning between stages. Our K2 pupils going into the lower school, our Year 5 pupils going into the prep school, and our Year 8 pupils moving into the senior school, and of course Year 11 who will be moving into the sixth form. Important stages in the educational career of our young people, but of course we're here to support them through those changes in their lives, and it can be an exciting time for them but also a little bit daunting, but we hope they will focus on the excitement and that they will relish the opportunities ahead of them in the coming year. We also had our Year 10 celebration of achievement last week, and it was lovely to welcome parents from our Year 10 pupils into school to get an insight into their day, to enjoy lessons, to be in-house and to just have an experience of what a day is like for their sons and their daughters. I think it's hugely important that parents come in and have this experience because it enlightens them on what their pupils are doing day to day, and it can aid their conversations when they come home and ask about how their day has gone. Last week we also had our Board of Governors meeting. These take place twice a year, and it's an opportunity for the school to present to the board on progress with regards to our strategic development plan, to discuss the achievements of our young people and our staff, and to discuss the challenges that we face. It's wonderful to have a group of people who are so dedicated to the school, and I thank them for their support over the course of the year. I was also fortunate to attend the Harrow Games, which took place in Bangkok over the weekend. There were teams from our school, Harrow Hong Kong, from Harrow Haikou, Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, Bangkok and Nanning. And it was wonderful to see our young people from the Harrow families get together and to perform on the sports pitch. There was football, there was athletics, there was basketball, and a range of other sporting events superbly organised by our colleagues in Bangkok. It was wonderful that some parents came along for the weekend to support too, and our pupils really had a great time and did us proud. Not only was I delighted to see them working as a team on the sports field, the girls' football team, the boys' football team, the boys' basketball team, those who were involved in shot put, in javelin, in running on the athletics track. But they showed real team spirit, both on the pitch and off the pitch. They were courteous, they were polite, and they showed sportsmanship. I was very, very proud of the way they conducted themselves, and they really stood out as being fine young men and women. And it was lovely also to see them mixing so naturally with pupils from other Harrow schools across the group. It was the inaugural Harrow Games, and I hope we'll have many more to come in the years ahead. We've had a couple of questions this week, and the first one is, can parents see the assessment papers that their pupils have sat during the course of our end of year tests? We don't distribute test papers. This is commonplace in the majority of schools across the world, and the reason for that is so that we can ensure the integrity of our test papers. But please be assured that your sons and your daughters will have the opportunity to get feedback from their teachers in both the lower school and the upper school. And the focus is looking at their strengths, what they've done well, how they've consolidated their learning, what they've understood, the knowledge that they've acquired, how they can apply that and the skills that they've developed. Their teachers will also talk to them about areas in which they need to develop, and it will be a focus and targets will be set going forward to enable them to perform even better as they move into a new school year. It's a slightly different situation for our Year 11 and Year 13 pupils. They do have scanned copies of their test papers, although their originals need to be kept in school. It's an examination board requirement. And this is in case of an event such as COVID, or if an emergency arises, if they're unwell and they're unable to sit their formal papers in the summer, then the examination boards will request their mock papers so they can review them and then ascertain which grade they are to be awarded. Our pupils do have assessments throughout the year. It's not only at the end of the year, and the purpose is, as I said earlier, to look at where their strengths lie and which areas they need to develop. However, we need to ensure that our pupils don't get too stressed or concerned about these assessments. They're part of everyday school life, and if they're anxious or worried or indeed over-prepared, that can sometimes cause them not to perform as well as they should when they come to sit those assessments. In the lower school, our pupils sit their papers in the morning. It seems to be the most productive time for them, and then they don't get overly concerned about it. But it's something that our pupils generally take in their stride, and it's how we want to approach these assessments as part of everyday school life and a learning experience for our young people. The second question today is, what should our pupils do over the summer break? We have a long summer break, and it's a really useful time for some of our pupils in the older years to do work experience, take up internships. Our Year 12 pupils to concentrate and get ahead with their EPQ, their extended project qualification. For our pupils to get involved in charity work, for them to spend time with their family and friends, to travel. I think it's really important that they have a balance and they have some downtime in the summer. They work very, very hard during their school days, and it's also a learning experience in the summer, doing new things, trying new things, perhaps doing something a little risky and coming out of their comfort zone. I don't mean for them to be reckless, but just doing something different that they probably wouldn't have the opportunity to do otherwise, than having a go and having that sense of achievement. So having that balance, having some downtime is really important. Perhaps cooking a meal with their helpers or with their parents or grandparents. It's always an important time, and it's incredibly interesting what conversations can develop over the course of cooking a meal and then sitting down as a family and eating it. We've been involved in an activity outdoors. The outdoors is wonderful to explore. It's not only healthy to go for walks or runs or be involved in a fitness program outdoors. The world of nature is really awesome, and our pupils can learn so much from enjoying being outside in the fresh air and enjoying the surroundings that they experience. Some of our pupils are also involved in summer programs, which is a great thing to do. Some here involved in our AISL outdoors program in the summer. Maybe have a focus on sport, maybe have a focus on music, maybe have a focus on art. I think it's also important for our pupils to have days which are unplanned, where they can potter around their home, inside and outside, where they can just spontaneously go off and do something, or plan to meet friends, have some time in a swimming pool, just have fun, be curious, spend some time with family, with friends, enjoying splashing around in the water maybe, or perhaps in the park. So having a balance, in my view, is really important. Obviously, our older pupils I've mentioned can get involved in a range of activities, and those who are considering applying to US universities, it's a time for them to start building their CV and their portfolio. But they must do that and have that in perspective with some time for rest and relaxation. As we come to the end of the academic year, it's an opportunity for us to reflect on all that's happened and an opportunity for us to look ahead. I mentioned move-up days earlier. I mentioned the K2 graduation from our early years to our lower school. Our theme for Speech Day is based on the Olympic values of excellence, respect and friendship. We thought this was apt with the Olympic Games taking place in the summer of 2024 in Paris, and I feel it's really aligned to the values and the ethos of Harrow International School, Hong Kong. Our Year 13 pupils are coming to the end of their A-level examinations and they'll be moving on to university. We thank them for all their contributions to the school. We thank their parents who've been involved in so many ways and offered so much support during the course of their time as parents here at Harrow, Hong Kong. We're going to miss them. They're a terrific year group. They really are. I shall miss seeing them walk past my office and having conversations with them about their plans for the future. But I'm confident that they're ready to be launched off into the world, and they've got really exciting times ahead with some super offers from universities in the UK, in the US, here in Hong Kong, in China and in other parts of the world. We heard this week that Imperial College London has been named as the second ranked university in the world behind MIT. We have 12 offers from Imperial, and it's a real credit to our young people that they have these clutch of offers from top universities and institutions where they're going to go on and do great things. So well done to all of our Year 13s. And thank you for all that you've given to the school. As our Year 13 move on, we have our Year 12s who are moving into their final year. The current Year 13s have been fantastic role models, and I'm sure that the Year 12s are going to follow in their footsteps. This Saturday we have a leadership programme for our prefects and ambassadors in Year 12. They will be in school and they will be hearing from various members of staff. I've asked them to pose questions to me about leadership, about my own journey, about any decisions we've made in the school that they feel that they need further explanation of. They've sent me some brilliant questions and I look forward to answering them and getting into a dialogue with our Year 12 leadership team on Saturday morning. They're also going to spend time in their prefect and ambassador groups and going to be thinking about their vision and their strategy going forward and feeding that back to us all. So we've got a wonderful day planned and I'm looking forward to it. We've also got the Year 8 formal taking place this evening and the Year 11 formal, which is taking place next week. And we're looking forward to seeing our boys and our girls dressed up for the occasion. I know there is much anticipation and much thought going into which outfits are going to be worn. But it's a lovely time again to celebrate those young people at the end of a certain stage of their education. And on Thursday this week we've got our ensembles concert and our art showcase, always a wonderful event, so we're very much looking forward to that. Probably by the time you receive this recording we will have enjoyed an amazing concert and been inspired by our pupils' artwork. So as I come to the end of the last Ask the Head for the academic year 2023-2024, I'd like to say thank you to members of our school community, our parents, our staff, our pupils. Together we have had a terrific year. Our pupils have achieved so much in so many ways. They never cease to amaze me with their resourcefulness, how they perform in so many ways. We have high academic results here. We have educational excellence, we have leadership, and we have young people who are kind, courteous, polite, respectful, and want to do good in the world. I'm hugely privileged to lead our amazing school, and I wish you all well for the summer. Enjoy a well-deserved break, and I look forward to seeing you beginning of the new academic year for Ask the Head.